Hello. Hey, hello everybody. I'm going to get some folks to the party. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Let me go ahead and share this video. Hey, everybody. I see folks jumping in. Hello. Go ahead and share this video on your network as we are waiting for folks to come on in. Happy Friday. I'm going to go ahead. Seemed impossible to face. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Little Friday groove for you. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Go ahead and tag people when you jump in. Let me say hello and happy Friday. Hello, hello. Show me some heart love so I know that you guys are coming on in on a Friday because it is a lovely day. Hello, everybody. Oh, look at everybody jumping in. Happy Friday. Yes, a little Bill Withers. I probably should have typed in there. I don't own the rights, but we're going to have fun this morning. Hey, everybody. Tag a friend, tag a nonprofit leader that you know is going to need this information as we get ready on this Friday. I am so excited because you guys came to the right place to learn about ServU. So as soon as our welcome music is over, we're going to get started and I'm going to talk to you about all the great things about the ServU campus. So hurry up and get whoever you need to get and tag them because we're getting ready to get started, all right? I'll give you guys a couple of more moments. I'm going to tag a couple of people. All righty, tag a friend, tag a friend, tag a friend. All right. Look at all of the amazing people that is jumping on. I have like 2 different settings going on, and I see everybody jumping in on a couple of different platforms. We have people checking in the Serve University group, as well as my personal page. So let me tag a couple of people. So hello, 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 and happy Friday. I'm so excited for you all to jump on what we call new student orientation at Serve University. And I have been asking you guys for a while now, what do you need from someone that is in nonprofit? I get a lot of people that ask, can you help me start my nonprofit? Or do you have any grant funds that could help me with my dream? And if this is your first time joining in, or you've been tagged by a friend, I get so many people who they have gotten tagged by a friend because somewhere in this space, you have said to yourself, or to a friend or to a colleague that this is the year that you're going to start your nonprofit. This is the time that you've had this gift. You've had this passion to serve others. You've been doing things possibly in your girls group, or you've taken your family to certain volunteer organizations, or you do it through your church as a ministry, or you're just really great at something and you want to teach others how to do it, or you have a particular cause that you're passionate about that you want to contribute to the overall solution of that problem. And so for those of you all that are joining, my name is Brandy Ray Hicks, and I am a nonprofit navigator. But most importantly, what gets me warm and fuzzy inside is that I am the president, the professor of Serve University. And we are a professional development training company that helps nonprofit leaders serve in their community more abundantly. And so I have been working with nonprofit leaders all across the country, teaching them how to take their ideas and their concepts about how they want to serve, walk them through the 501c3 process, get their board strengthened together in order to get your message out, in order to raise awareness and raise money for the programs and services that you want to provide, as well as helping you understand the compliance and the governance of your nonprofit organization. And so if you're a nonprofit leader that is out there either serving or getting ready to serve, make sure that you tag yourself so I know that you are here and are understanding why Serve University is so important. And so through new student orientation, through the comment section, you're able to, or direct messages. I'm getting a lot of direct messages, and I'll address some of those questions in just a moment. But Serve University is a virtual campus, so you get to enjoy learning from the comforts of your home. And so within that, what we do is we provide our students with an online dashboard. And so we meet in a virtual setting, which is a video setting. You get to see everyone that is in the classroom. And it's where I am coaching to a small group of nonprofit leaders. And so you'll have access to your digital library, which means that you will have a link to a closed file that has all of your curriculum for this session. And so it's my job as a coach to walk you through each one of the curriculum points. So for the 501c3 application, this is really a great opportunity for you to catch the replay. And when you catch it live, you'll get the replay. So you'll be able to download the video and watch it as you're continually to fill out this application. But I make the process easy and streamless. So many people are intimidated by the 501c3 application. It is called the Form 1023 Easy. It is IRS Form 1023 Easy. And what that is that there used to be, up until a couple of years ago, a long form. That's probably where the hairy, scary reputation came out about how do you fill out a 501c3. And it was a very long, extensive process. I had one of our Facebook friends that's actually completing the long form now. The difference between the two forms is that one is for organizations that come out the bat that know we are going to raise upwards of $50, $100, $250,000. We just have to get this corporate structure in place, and we're going to take off running. Those are for people who are readily have a building or readily have a six-figure organization that's taking it to the next level of tax exempt status. Those are places like hospitals, churches, if you're starting a college or institution of higher education, shelters, things of that nature, where you have a physical location where your programs are more robust. Then there is the 1023 Easy. Woohoo! That is the one that was cut down to help people, everyday people like me, you, and some others that are watching that wanted to start their nonprofit. I did the long form, but that's for another day, another time. That was a very long process, but it worked. But the 1023 easy form is the short form. So what used to be a 20 to 30 page application, where half of it you didn't need to send in because it didn't apply to you, but they've reduced that paperwork down to 3 pages. And so with those 3 pages, even though the form is short, there's a lot of legal and governance that come along with you signing on the dotted line of a short form. Consider the form 1023 long and 1023 easy, just like you would consider a 1040 and a 1040 easy. It is tax time, so you understand what that means. And so where the short form asks you general information about your nonprofit organization, but we take it a step further. In our course for the DIY 501c3, we go through a list. And I'm going to, if you are on our mailing list, you're definitely registering for the class, you're definitely going to get the checklist. And so what the checklist consists of is making sure that we get your tax exempt number. I teach you how to get the FEIN number, which is the Federal Employer Identification Number, and how to get that and turn that into the documents that you need to complete for the 1023 easy form. We go through your articles of incorporation, what that looks like, what your bylaws look like, and as well as your Secretary of State filings. Depending on what state that you are, I teach you how to research what does your individual state require for you to be compliant to run a business in your state. For instance, state of Georgia. State of Georgia has a couple of layers that once you get the okay from the federal government, that the state of Georgia has requirements. The Secretary of State, we have to make sure that we also connect with our local city and municipalities to make sure that we're getting our business license, as well as our state requires that every nonprofit have a charitable license so you to be legal to actually raise public funds in your community. So we go through all of that in our course. Additionally, we talk about how do you set up your first year's worth of activity and a budget. Isn't that juicy? Let me repeat that again. So in our class, what we top it off with after we do the application and all of the federal and state and local filings is that we talk about your new programming for your first year and what that first year's budget looks like. And I chunked this workshop full of all types of downloads and templates. Look, I was the student that I was like, if you just show me a template, I'm in school now, and in writing a lot of our dissertation papers, like I just want to see an example of what success looks like, and then I can manipulate that into my own words, how it applies to what I need it for. And that's exactly why students love Serve University, is because I've done a lot of the heavy lifting yourself, because I started my nonprofit off of dust and a dream. Like, it was a point in time in my life where I had relocated here to Atlanta, Georgia, and I really wanted to, from Ohio, and I really wanted to serve. I really wanted to get into the community and understand philanthropy, understand campaigning, understand how does volunteer services, what does a good strong organization look like in order to get the money to fund the mission of the organization. And so within sitting in all facets of nonprofits, I knew that I kind of was self-taught. You can go to school for nonprofit and nonprofit management, but until you get practical experience, meaning that you're going out to your public library, meaning that you're meeting with a small group of 5 young people, or meaning that you're going to volunteer to, if you're working with homelessness or veteran services, that you're volunteering consistently for at least 6 months. You got to get your hands dirty in this work of service to understand, like, number one, what awesome responsibility that I have, that the government has given me to fill the gap in the resources from paid services and governmental services. That's why nonprofits were created, was to fill the gap from what the government could not provide and what the paid for services may be expensive or out of reach or inaccessible to those that could or can't pay for it. And so within being a nonprofit leader, that is a humongous responsibility because you don't pay any taxes. So when you don't pay any taxes towards a business, of course the IRS is going to hold you to a litany of legal responsibilities. And so within this course of 501c3, when you're doing it yourself, I teach you how to be a natural resource and a natural researcher for your business. This isn't like a franchise model where you just fill out the paperwork and voila, it's done. The work comes not when you complete the application, but when they say yes. And so when that paperwork comes in, what happens is that some people, they go and they get 501c3s done by a particular company or entity, or they've seen a video or what have you, and then they get the 501c3, and then it's great. Yay, excited that you got your paperwork back. But then what happens next? What happens after you get your 501c3 application or your tax exempt status back? Now what? And so what I help you do within this class is not only just fill out the paperwork, but to create does your first year look like of being a nonprofit leader as you're waiting on the 501c3 to come back. Did you know as a nonprofit leader that when you put in your application, let's just say you come to class this Saturday and you complete the application in the next couple of weeks and you send it off April the 1st. Did you know that you can go out into the community in some capacities and start getting donations and different financial opportunities with letting them know that your 501c3 is in process? Because when you get it back within the calendar year, whatever donations was made to your organization within the calendar year of January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018 counts towards your organization into their tax deduction. And so you can start the process now once you send off your 501c3 and they send you back a receipt that says we have received your application. You can start in the activity as long as you're transparent with your particular donor, community partner, that I have filed for my 501c3, but I haven't gotten it back yet. And you may want to think about partnering with a nonprofit organization for them to become your fiscal agent while your tax exempt status is on its way back. What that means is that a fiscal agent is someone that actually has a 501c3 and will pick you up as a project and be the financial person responsible to collect all of the cash revenue that comes in for your project and then give it to you. So typically, if I'm a donor and I give 100% to, Pure Foundation. I just saw this on the side of the water. And so say, for instance, that I am, my organization, College Clinic, and I have a community partner called Pure Foundation, and they have applied for their 501c3 at around April or March, and they got the information back from the government that they got their paperwork, they're processing it, but they don't have it yet. It's pending. And so Pure Foundation can come to College Clinic and say, hey, I have this great idea, this opportunity for a fundraiser coming up in the fall. I don't want to miss this opportunity. Can you take me on as a special project and collect all the money for me? And then you monitor or manage how I spend the money. So I, as being College Clinic, would say, sure. We would get that agreement in writing, and then at the fundraiser, people would write the check to College Clinic. And what would happen is that I would collect the money, and for a small processing fee of maybe 5 to 10% that I would charge them for actually managing their project, I become their manager. And so that's a way for nonprofits that are just getting started before they get their 501c3, if they have a monetary or a donation opportunity that's coming up, before they get their 501c3. And we're talking anywhere from 6 to 8 months as your paperwork is processing. They've shrunk that down to sometimes 90 days, but with the government going through some changes, that process may take a little longer. But just to understand as a nonprofit leader that the DIY class that we are doing this weekend to complete your 501c3 application is for you. You can start working on that gift now. If there's something in the summertime, because the kids are out of school and you have a little bit more flexibility in your work environment, or the opportunity is just now and you're ready to jump in, we've got classes for you that starts this weekend. And I'm so excited. So if you're a nonprofit leader that is interested in getting into this class, just understand that, number one, we're going to do this again. Don't worry, we are going to have replays of this. You'll be able to watch the replay if you choose, or we're going to do another live session. And so I also wanted to talk about a couple of questions that people were sending into my direct messages about, hey, like, I have a couple of questions about when we step onto Serve University's campus, what do we expect? And so as a student, you're going to expect the most. Some of you guys that have been taking some of my classes know that we have a lot of fun, but we also get to the business of getting your stuff done. Because 7 out of 10 leaders that come to me that ask me to start this, help them start their nonprofit, has been thinking about this for more than 5 years. If you're that nonprofit leader that has been thinking about this dream of serving your community more than 5 years, this is the class for you. Some of you all have been shifting with this from time and for a long time. And here is a campus that when you step on, what you're going to expect is downloadable and easy templates. They're so easy to download. They're in a Word format. And then you have time after you watch the video to complete it. I've highlighted within the templates where you need to change them. So really all you have to do, if you're savvy with Word, go in there, type in the information that needs to be changed, and it's done like that. Simple templates. I go through each line item of the 501c3 application so you know what you're signing yourself up for, and to explain the governance and the compliance that's required as a nonprofit or a 501c3 holder. As well as that, you get into our Serve University campus. And so you guys, if you're watching this live on my personal page, jump into our Serve University Facebook group. It's at Serve University in the groups, and you can find us there, and you'll be able to meet other groups of nonprofit leaders that have been serving for just a short time, and some of us have been making a career out of this. Another question is the time frame to complete the work. Now, our class is a 90-minute class. Some of you students have had me on longer than 90 minutes because you know me, I love to get. And so the first 60 minutes is dedicated on going over the curriculum. So once you register on our website, you'll get access immediately to a link to all of your curriculum and a little pre-work that you need to do to get ready for the session. In addition to going through the class of 60 minutes, 30 minutes of question and answer, that outside of watching the video, all of my workshops and my videos are designed to have homework afterwards because it's such a short time that we have on video. And so the homework or the self-work, the home study that you'll do outside of the class range up to 10 hours. I don't give you a lot of work that makes you feel inundated or overwhelmed or like I already have a life, you know, I'm already doing X, Y, Z. And so what I've heard from a couple of my mentors is that one idea takes 10 hours to manifest. One idea takes 10 hours to manifest. And so within our curriculum design, where I've designed it is that Each one of the modules that you would be taking has about 10 hours worth of self-work to do. Now, how does that work with a working professional? Well, we have a video on our freebies page on our website, Serve University, that teaches you how to get 10 hours out in a week. It may be 2 hours before work, 2 hours after, using a couple of lunches, but definitely the weekends to help maximize that. You can get this application. If you take this class right now, you can get your application sent out by April 1st. It's that simple. Some of you all that are fast-paced, that know how to fill out a form, I guarantee you when I start going through the form, you're going to breeze right past me. And by the time I get to the last question, you're going to take a sigh of relief to understand it wasn't as bad as I thought that it was. And so you'll have me in this workshop as an additional coach to help explain to you, now what does it mean after I hear the yes? And so again, the time frame to complete self-work in any of our classes is about 10 hours worth of homework outside of our workshops. And so through registration, what you'll need to do is go to our website at Serve University. It's right there on the home page with DIY 501c3 application. And so that class is this Saturday, tomorrow. That class is tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm also going to do another live class on Sunday. So this weekend is chunked full of Serve University. This is our spring semester that we've opened up. And so tomorrow at 10 a.m., we are doing the first class of the DIY yourself, do-it-yourself 501c3 application e-course. We're also doing another live replay on Sunday, March the 18th. And so make sure that you're in attendance with that. We also have a lot of great other classes for those of you all that are jumping into our campus. Now, one of our favorite ones is Let's Write a Grant. And so Let's Write a Grant is tomorrow that we're going to do that online. Tomorrow online, Sunday online at 4. And so if you get a chance to go to our website at Serve University and click on courses, you'll see the upcoming dates for Let's Write a Grant. We have something called the Grant Grab that allows us together to co-create 3 grant applications. That's a good one. But this weekend, we have a couple of favorites that are nonprofit leaders that have their 501c3 would really be interested in this. The next one we're having, which is Saturday, tomorrow at 3 p.m., is called the Board of Directors Manual. So 2 classes are going to be offered on Saturday at 1 p.m. and at 3 p.m. The first one is the Board of Directors Training at 1 p.m. And then at 3 p.m., we're going to go through the Board of Directors Manual. Each nonprofit organization has to go through some sort of Board of Directors training and the manual that describes all of the expectations of what the board is expected to do and individual members. And so that's a really great one that we're having tomorrow as well. So we look forward to seeing you on our campus. And if you're unable to make it live in our sessions that are coming up on Saturday and Sunday, don't worry. We're going to have on our website the replay that's available. But if you jump in and make your investment into this workshop, you will get the replay instantly within 24 hours of the live broadcast, and you'll get a ticket to the next live one, so you don't want to miss your space. We have a limited group of seating. I only take 10 leaders in my workshop at a class because I like to laser focus on my nonprofit leaders to make sure that I'm pouring into you the content that you need. And so I want to make sure that if you have any questions, make sure that you are tagging yourself. I'm going to refresh. Now, literally, I have like a 5 to 10 second delay. And so I'm on like 3 different devices here. And so I did see a question here. Same time on Sunday. So which class are you referring to? I'm assuming that you're referring to the Sunday class. So let me give you the dates and the times again. If you go to our website at serveuniversity.org, you'll see on the front page that the Do-It-Yourself 501c3 application e-course is happening tomorrow, Saturday, March the 17th at 10 a.m. So you'll get a private link to a private dashboard where we'll have our video, or you can register for the Sunday, March the 18th at 8 p.m. So when you register for the course, you'll get an automatic feedback that gets you to select which date that you want to participate in, and then you get instant access to your curriculum to get ready for workshops this weekend. I hope that answers your question. Do we have any other questions in regards to new student orientation? And if you're watching this on the replay between now and tomorrow, I'll make sure that I'll jump back in the comments to make sure that I am checking to make sure that I'm answering any questions. Those of you all that have been to our website, make sure that you sign on to our mailing list, because I'm going to be sending a last minute notice. In addition to, if you have a strategic question that needs a little bit more specifics, make sure that you send us an email at hellostudent@serveuniversity.org. That's hellostudent@serveuniversity.org. And I see there is another question. Awesome sauce. You're welcome. So it looks like that I did answer your question. So, all righty. So make sure that you tag somebody. Somebody was not here today because they had to work or they had a conflicting schedule that they couldn't join us. But you know someone in the community, somebody that has had this beautiful gift within themselves that you know now is the time to serve. Either you've been seeing that population over and over again, that you know you have the solution. You know that your gift is prime and right, and it doesn't actually have to be all the way 100% perfect, but this is the step in your journey. So come with us and leap over into nonprofits. And you have a coach that has been there through you. I have done this 501c3 myself. So I make the process so much easier for you, so you don't have to struggle like I struggled. And this was when it was just AOL and the internet. And so I create these workshops that are affordable and simple and easy for the working professional, for the nonprofit leader that has been serving actively for less than 3 years, that hasn't quite made it past $50,000. Or maybe you're the nonprofit organization where you had the 501c3, but you just can't get your board energized. This is the place to be. So make sure, again, you're jumping over to Serve University in our Facebook group, as well as visiting our website. And so for those of you all that have joined us live as well as the replay, I would like to thank you. My name is Brandy Ray Hicks. I am a nonprofit leader. I am a grant writer. I am a service leader. I am the proud executive director of College Clinic. But most importantly, I am your sister in service. We look forward to seeing you on the Serve University campus. Yay!